Hello, pilots, and welcome back to Flight Academy Season 7, brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil, and this week we're back to Group 1 to see how the action unfolds there and see which of these two pilots actually make it through to the knockout stages. So we have seen all of these pilots before, but we'll go through their lists in just a moment. But before we do that, we are joined once again in this virtual commentary booth by...
Hello, it's James.
Hey James, welcome back. Time to have a look at the other group for you. I hope you're looking forward to this.
I am, especially these two pilots, because you told me what you were flying before this all kicked off, and I was very interested in seeing the Grand Inquisitor. And
He is a cool ship.
if anyone's caught on yet, I do like the T-70s, so LO is a favourite.
Yeah, I think we discussed last week, in fact, I don't know if it was on camera or off recording, but I think it was LO9 and Poe were your sort of go-tos, with some of the other pilots sprinkled in if you wanted to fly more than 3.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but let's quickly go through the list before the action gets right in there. So it's myself versus Benji today, and as we've already alluded to, I am running the Grand Inquisitor in the TIE Advanced V1 with instinctive aim, predictive shot, marksmanship, fire control system, and a lovely bunch of proton rockets. What's Benji got for us?
So Benji is flying LO Asti in the T-70 X-Wing for the Resistance. He has Heroic, Ferrosphere Paint, BB Astromech, the S-Foils, and the Underslung Blaster Cannon.
Which, I'm not going to lie, when he said he had that, I was like, oh yeah, that's the thing. Completely forgot about that.
It's kind of a turret for the X-Wing, and I don't know, I nearly took it.
It's cheap.
You just need
Very
to have
cheap.
a lock on the enemy, and you can maybe trigger it.
Yeah. So it's quite nice if you've got it, because you obviously have to have a lock to use it. And you can only modify using that lock. So you can't use Force, you can't use Heroic, and you can't use a Focus. But it's just like, yeah.
And looking at the other stuff that LO has on his loadout, it's already really solid. Like Heroic, Ferrosphere, and BB Astromech are great.
They
he doesn't
are
really need
solid.
anything to like synergize with his ability, like 9 does or Poe does.
Yeah.
And you're not left with a whole lot of points left over, so I like the inclusion of the Underslung Blaster Cannon.
Yeah, it's a nice little upgrade that you don't see.
Yeah.
But it's going to be an interesting matchup though, because T-70s, I struggle against them. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why. It's almost like they're my bogey ship. It's probably because you've like kicked my butt so many times with them that I just can't seem to get on with it.
When you say that, the Grand Inquisitor is scary though.
Yeah, I mean, you look at his base stat line and you think, oh, he's not got a huge amount of health there. He does have 2 Force, which is great.
3 agility and 2 Force is very...
And the maneuverability of the ship. It has a blue hard 1, which you can't... I mean,
there's not many ships that have that.
No, I would argue it's probably one of the best moves in the game, because when you get in close and you want to stay there...
Stay in close, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at points during this thing, I was thinking maybe I should have put Daredevil on it, because that could have been really, like, good.
I think if you have the proton rockets, the instinctive aim...
Yes.
Probably is more reliable.
Yeah, that's why I took instinctive aim, just in case.
Because I don't think... Yeah, because you've only got the 1 shot, right? Because you can't reload.
No, can't reload, so it's a one-hit wonder, so my ideal would be to get a target lock and then spend a Force to shoot it, if I can't be double modded. And when I'm up against a ship that's got Ferrosphere paint, I have to be more sure of my target lock. Because of that bullseye.
You can kind of forget about target locking and avoid the... Although you kind of want the lock anyway for your fire control system, so...
I'm not going to lie, the amount of times I almost forgot that I had fire control system, because
oh, really?
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't tend to take fire control very often.
Definitely a situation like that then, where you're just not used to having it on the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just I just almost forgot it. I was like, I'm just going to re-roll this with the lock. I was like, hold on, no, I've got fire control. I only need to re-roll one die, so I keep the lock. Nice. And fire control system, I think, is one of those unsung hero upgrades. It's really solid, really good at what it does, but it doesn't get talked about much because everyone's just like, yeah, fire control system is there.
It's there. If you've got a system slot and you're not using it for anything specific, and you've got the points and the option to target lock, then yeah, absolutely take it.
I would say it's my most used system slot.
I think it is probably the most used system slot all round.
Some of the other ones are fun, but they're a bit more niche and a lot more expensive. Like you might see passive sensors on a ship, which is good.
Yeah,
I like passive sensors, but it's expensive. The other one I do sometimes like using, though, mainly on my Phantoms, is collision detector. Now that I can afford to put it on a ship, because who doesn't like decloaking over obstacles twice in a game and saying, "What obstacle?" It's fun. And I almost did take a Phantom, but I put it down to a coin flip, and the Grand Inquisitor won. So that's what we got, and he fortunately is through an obstacle, so is at range 3. So going to get 5 green dice.
I'll
As
be
we know,
surprised if Elo gets any damage through here.
5 green dice can be bad.
It can, but you would expect it not to be.
With the force and the focus, yeah. And this time they weren't bad. And a good choice not to spend that target lock there.
Yeah, there's no reason to spend a lock on a disadvantageous shot like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do like, I was speaking to Benji during this, because obviously it's not often you see the dial being done on the board, but he said that he found on TTS, he doesn't do TTS very often, he said he almost needed it there to orientate it with the ship, like you would do if you're actually doing it in real life.
I mean, I end up doing that when I do manage to play in IRL. And like I'm holding the dial and I'll twist it in my hand and go, okay, so I'm turning that way. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. And I can imagine when I finally get back in store, I'm going to be doing that a fair bit because I'll be a little bit out of practice.
Another good use of the BB Astromech there. He did use it earlier, so he's used both charges now, but just to keep your distance and avoid those obstacles, it's very good for that.
Yeah, I mean, having a system phase reposition is really fun. I prefer mine after fully executing, a la Soontir Fell, but at the same time... Oh, is that? I don't think that's bullseye.
This is for your own lock, isn't it?
This is for my own lock, so if I don't take that stress away... I've just added another one on there. I did just do a blue move.
Yeah, you should be. You've net stayed at 1 stress, basically.
Yeah.
So that was not bullseye, so the Ferris Sphere paint
Not bullseye. Okay. Yeah, very close. But yeah, that system phase reposition can be really good. Gives you that extra defense if you're being shot at through an obstacle. But also, if you are able to have a system phase reposition and trick shot, it's really nice.
That's true.
So, but yeah, as we can see, the closest there through that blue line is off the bullseye, which is a little bit sad, shall we say, because marksmanship would have been really nice to trigger there.
I mean, both of these ships can really pack a punch at range 1, although Grand Inquisitor can make anything range 1. So I feel like you maybe want to keep your distance.
Yeah, I mean, ideally I want to keep my distance. However, if I do want to use those... Oh, Pressure Rockets is range 1 to 2, so yeah.
Ideally, you don't want to be at range 1.
Yeah. Also, again, I want to try not using the Force for that as well. So I can prevent the range 1 bonus, just like here. So while I'm defending at attack range 1, I can spend 1 charge to prevent the range 1 bonus, which is quite nice.
I forgot that you could use his ability defensively.
Yeah, so you can use it in both ways. So it's really powerful. But again,
but you only have 2 force, so yeah.
You only have 2 force, which is
Oh,
I think one of
sure.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
He does spend the focus.
Yeah. So 3 hits. I have nothing to.
Oh, and you that's the shield.
Yeah, that's 2 going through.
I do like the Grand Inquisitor, but a 4 health ship is.
Yeah, that was where I knew I was running a risk with having a 4 health ship. Yes, I've got 3 agility, but in a single ship game where the Grand Inquisitor likes to get in, get a couple of hits in, and then move off really quick and then come back in on his own terms.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to do that in this scenario. But still good for. Ooh, that was a bit closer than I was expecting.
It was. I'm curious if Ben has gone for the talent roll here.
I mean,
I feel like he had, because if he does it, I think he still has enough room to get around that debris.
Either way he does it, he should be fine. If he goes screen left, he's got more room. But even screen right,
he's closer to the rock than I thought.
If he goes back, he should be fine.
Because he can.
I reckon.
No, I think he's got to go over it at this point.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. That is a lot closer than I thought.
But Elo does not get stressed, so he can grab that focus. Although I maybe would have taken the target lock.
Yeah, I think that might have been a solid option, actually.
Like, you're only on offense this round.
Yeah.
And
to be honest,
you're not spending it, you've got your underslung blaster cannon.
He's got the focus anyway, and it's 2 hits and a crit.
Oh, so
that's the crit going through. It is
not a direct hit, so he's still around.
Not a direct hit,
but it's not looking great.
Blinded pilot. Well, good job I got the force.
Which you presumably just spent to make that a range 2 shot.
Yeah, 100%. I was not wanting to deal with any form of range 1 shenanigans with a target lock. I mean, I'm in a really sticky situation here. Admittedly, Elo's in a bit potentially.
Yeah, there's moments like this where Elo really wants just 1 more charge on the BB astromech.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he could have closed his wings last time and barrel rolled left, which would have been quite a nice position to put him.
Yes.
Wouldn't have lost the shot because he'd have most likely the bullseye.
Just forgot about it because I often do that.
Yeah, it's a card you have there just because it's stapled on essentially sometimes. But 1 bank from myself.
Also, you're kind of positioned that if Ben tries to go just straight over the debris, you might block him.
Yeah.
Although the boost might give him just enough room.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what he does.
Oh, he's
going 3 hard, and he does go over that.
That was a bit too quick, because now you're facing a cloud.
Yeah, and because that's a debris, he gets a stress, so he cannot action. So he could be ionizing himself.
He could, but he can still do a white talon roll. Because I think it's if you have 2 or less stress.
2 or fewer, yeah. So yeah, he can still do that. No damage there because it is a debris, and he didn't get a
also, if he does go over the cloud, he would remove the lock.
Yes. That is also true.
Which I guess is a tactic I've not actually seen happen in any of Flight Academy, I think. Of going, oh no, I've been locked, I'll fly over the cloud.
It doesn't happen often because normally you're thinking,
a cloud, I'll go around it.
Yeah, you're normally
But
thinking,
actually,
A, I'll go around it.
if your opponent has stuff like munitions and fire control system, and in this case you've got the Ferris wheel paint to really like punish them for getting a bad lock, it's probably worth doing. I probably should have thought about it in my own games.
Yeah, I mean, coming up against Anakin, that could have been handy. Did he have? I can't remember if he had instinctive aim though, which
He
kind
did,
of
yeah.
negates that a little bit. But it means spending a force to do it and not having that lock. So there are benefits there. But let's see. We're
Yeah.
getting the 3 talent. He's going that way. He's going up the board.
Considering where the Grand Inquisitor was, that makes sense.
Yeah, you're likely to possibly get a shot and not be shot at.
And
So
now
it
you've
is
got
worth
plenty of
it.
room to clear your stress and reposition.
Does get ionized. Not that it matters because this is going to be the last bit of shooting. I haven't removed the lock, but again, I don't have a shot, and I'm hoping to just survive to deny Ben a kill point. But let's see. Range 3, through a rock, with a focus, and 1 force.
No mods from Elo.
2 force, apparently. There we go.
Yeah, I think we forgot to add it on the previous round.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
wholly
correct.
survivable.
Yeah.
Just about. Just about. So, ending
Half points for
with
Ben, but a win.
half points for Ben, which gets him the win, which, you know what? A solid run there from Ben. I couldn't quite get guns on target enough. The LOSD, with his talent roll, is a tricky customer.
I think the stress lock actually kind of messed up quite a bit for you because you couldn't like do a K turn or anything, and then the bump also really didn't help.
Yeah, it put me in an unfortunate position, and
your defensive abilities with the force actually, I think, paid off massively.
Yeah. They're the only reason that I actually didn't lose the ship before the end of the game.
Yeah.
So I will take that. But well done to Ben getting another win on the board there. And James, I hope that seeing the Resistance do its work was good for you.
Yeah, it was great.
Awesome. Well, guys, we still have more action to come. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.